Have you ever looked around and felt like everyone else's life is moving forward while yours seems to be standing still? You see people getting married, building successful careers, reaching their goals, and moving into new seasons of life. Meanwhile, you feel like you are still waiting for opportunities, waiting for answers, waiting for something in your life to finally change. In those moments, a quiet question often rises in your heart. God, why is my life taking so long? Waiting can be one of the most difficult experiences in life. When we are waiting, it can feel like nothing is happening at all. We pray, we hope, we keep trying to move forward, but the doors we want do not seem to open. Over time, that waiting can slowly turn into doubt. You might begin asking yourself if you made the wrong choices, if you missed your chance, or even if God has forgotten about you. These feelings are deeply human, and many people experience them during uncertain seasons of life. But throughout history, many people who later played important roles in God's plan experienced long seasons of waiting before anything meaningful happened. In fact, some of the most powerful stories of faith begin with long periods of confusion, hardship, and delay. One of the clearest examples of this can be seen in the life of Joseph. When Joseph was young, he had dreams that one day he would rise to a position of leadership and influence. But instead of his life improving quickly, things took a very difficult turn. His own brothers became jealous of him and eventually betrayed him. They sold him into slavery and sent him far away from his home and family. Suddenly, the dreams Joseph once had must have seemed impossible. As if that were not enough, Joseph later faced another painful injustice. After working faithfully in the house of his master, he was falsely accused of a crime he did not commit and thrown into prison. Imagine how confusing and discouraging that must have been. Joseph had once believed that his future held something great, yet his reality looked completely different. Instead of rising to leadership, he spent years in situations that seemed hopeless. Those years in prison likely felt long and uncertain. From the outside, it may have appeared that Joseph's life had completely stalled. But during that time, something important was happening beneath the surface. Joseph was learning wisdom through hardship. He was developing patience and emotional strength. He was gaining experience that would one day prepare him for leadership. Eventually, an unexpected opportunity arrived. Joseph was asked to interpret a troubling dream for the ruler of Egypt. Because of the wisdom he had developed over the years, Joseph was able to offer insight that no one else could provide. That moment changed everything. Joseph was lifted from prison and placed into a position of great authority, where he helped guide an entire nation through a time of crisis. When we look at Joseph's story, it becomes clear that the waiting seasons of his life were not wasted. Those difficult years were actually preparing him for the responsibility he would later carry. Without those experiences, he might not have developed the wisdom, patience, and leadership ability needed for the role he eventually received. This pattern appears again and again throughout life. Sometimes God allows people to wait longer because the future he is preparing requires a stronger foundation. Think about a tall building for a moment. The taller the building needs to be, the deeper and stronger the foundation beneath it must become. In the same way, when someone is meant to carry significant responsibility, influence, or purpose, their character often needs time to develop first. Waiting seasons can shape qualities that quick success cannot create. Patience grows during times when things move slowly. Humility develops when life does not go according to our plans. Wisdom often comes through challenges and reflection. These qualities rarely appear overnight. They are usually formed gradually through experiences that stretch our understanding and strengthen our faith. Another important reason waiting seasons exist is that they often change us internally. Many people believe they are ready for their dreams immediately. But sometimes if we received everything we wanted too quickly, we might not be prepared to handle it well. Success without maturity can lead to pride, and opportunities without wisdom can result in poor decisions. Waiting gives us time to grow into the kind of people who can handle greater responsibilities with stability and perspective. During these seasons, we often learn to trust God not only when life is comfortable, but also when life feels uncertain. That kind of faith becomes stronger than circumstances because it is built through patience and perseverance. One of the biggest challenges people face today during waiting seasons is comparison. Because of modern technology and social media, we constantly see the highlights of other people's lives. We see promotions, achievements, relationships, and milestones. When we compare those moments to our own lives, it can feel like we are falling behind. But an important truth to remember is that every person's journey is different. God does not write identical stories for everyone. Some people move quickly through certain seasons, while others move more slowly. Yet the slower path often shapes a person's character in powerful ways that may not become visible until later in life. Your timeline is not a mistake. Your journey may simply be unfolding in a way that is preparing you for something meaningful in the future. Many individuals who eventually make a strong impact in the world go through quiet seasons where growth happens privately before their purpose becomes visible publicly. If you find yourself in a waiting season right now, one of the most helpful things you can do is change how you see that time. Instead of viewing it as wasted or meaningless, you can see it as a period of preparation. Waiting seasons can be opportunities to grow in knowledge, strengthen your faith, develop important skills, and reflect on the direction of your life. These quieter moments can teach lessons that busy success sometimes hides. They can help you discover deeper purpose, stronger values, and a clearer understanding of who you are becoming. Growth often happens slowly, but those gradual changes can have a lasting impact on your future. If your life feels slower than the people around you, remember that waiting does not mean God has forgotten about you. It may simply mean that your path requires deeper preparation before the next chapter begins. Just as Joseph's years of difficulty eventually prepared him to lead during an important moment in history, your current season may be shaping you for something you cannot yet see. The waiting season may not feel comfortable, and it may test your patience in ways you never expected. But sometimes the most meaningful chapters of our lives begin quietly, in moments where faith, resilience, and wisdom are slowly being formed. So if you are in a season of waiting right now, do not lose hope. Your story is still unfolding, and the time you spend growing today may be preparing you for opportunities that will appear when the moment is right.